So let's start with the positives. So I got to pull out my Spice Girl shirt. What that means, if you have not followed me before, is that we had a girl power moment, which is awesome for this season because I've pulled it out for other seasons, but I didn't think I was going to pull it out for this season because just as a unit completely, I've not felt like the girls have really just had a good, complete vibe. It's just kind of, I felt like some stuff felt forced. Yeah, it's just been cliquish. So last night, I really felt like everybody kind of came together. They were really supporting and encouraging one another. And obviously, it kind of drifted over from Casa, but I really felt the moment last night. Now, in saying that, some of the tactics, the side comments, it makes for great TV. It makes for awesome TV, but I don't know if I loved it. Like, obviously, the biggest thing being Carmen revealing the video information. Now, I wanted it to come out. Did I want it to come out in that moment? I don't know. Now, there's a couple of reasons. So, I don't know if the producers made her say it. I don't know if on her own, you know, sometimes when you get the friend that tells you, like, you got to go ahead and say whatever you got to say. I don't know if that happened and she just got the best of her and she was ready to expose it. And then there's the other, because y'all know Carmen's not at the top of my list. But, you know, she's been, well, no, there is no but. I feel like she's been a little manipulative. And so you don't know, was that just a manipulative moment? You know, so I don't know. So I was kind of looking like, what are you doing? What are your intentions? I don't know. But I wanted to see the guys choose based on the information that they had in that moment. I wanted to see where their minds were truly at. Now, when you start hearing about a video and you know you've been kind of acting a little shady, you don't know what somebody said or seen because you know what you did, but you don't know what was captured. And so I was just like, well, would Leo have chosen Johnny if he didn't have, because the wheels start turning. You could see the wheels start turning. His face was getting tight. I was like, Lord, have mercy. I wonder, like I personally felt, and I think a lot of us felt as the public, as the audience, that there was nowhere else to go. You slept with the girl. Now, once Cassie finds out, where do you go from here? And then ultimately, just as a man and respect, standing on your word, open. Now, let me say this though. Also, I don't know. Everybody, open is very vague. How, like, does open mean? How open are we? Can we get, because people can't get caught up. Do I just explain it to you if I'm honest? So I don't know, but I do know that I would have liked to see, would Leo have picked Johnny if he felt like it was not possible that Cassie saw something and that she wouldn't have, that she wasn't going to come in alone. So automatically off rip, he's coming with that. I don't know. Now, but I like Leo picking Johnny because, like I said, there was nowhere else for him to go. So that is what it is. Then, obviously, we had the other couple. So Kenzo was not going anywhere. We had Jonah pick Taylor C, which I love their vibe. I love the positivity, the giggles. It's just very natural feeling. And I have because, I mean, he did try to give other people a try, and he found his person in the villa. I love it for him. I love Bergie finding his person. And, you know, I'm just glad, like, those people that had the positivity in that experience that got the chance to have that. Amani coming in with Kyle. I love it. I love it. And again, just the support, like, you know, and there's no hard feelings. Like, you know, I got nothing but love for you, Jonah. Jonah got nothing but love for Amani. I love, love, love the positivity of it all. So we had all these beautiful, beautiful things. Destiny came back with Zay. Now, I know because Mike actually wound up picking Hannah O, which I can't really say, Deja, I didn't feel that full of a connection. And I don't know. And I could see it from just a guy's perspective. Well, anybody's perspective, really. Sometimes the off-putting of the attitude with Deja. And she had every right in some ways because it's like, well, can't you get to know her without her sleeping in your bed? But I could see it kind of making, you know, early on making Mike kind of back off. And just the truth be told, Hannah O was his physical type. He wanted physical more, and that's what he went with. Fine. Destiny coming in with Zay. Now, I don't feel it with her and Zay. I felt like he's a good specimen of man to look at, and he looked good on her arm coming in. If you want to make a statement and show that I'm good, so what she said was true. Mike looks like he's good, and I'm good. So, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't feel that connection, but Mike is a good looking man. Zay is a good looking man, and if that's what you got to work with, that's what you roll with, fine. I don't feel the connection, but maybe we'll see it, perhaps. But I'm going to need my girl to stay awake to make the connection happen. Please. Because but we're going to get to that because we got bigger fish to fry. Keenan. I'm not going to drag Keenan because we've already said we've exhausted our opinion on Keenan and how he could have done things better. Now, me personally, I've said it before, I had no problem with him being open. My problem with the openness was that, and I've said it before, is that it didn't seem like he wanted KK to be open. They said that and agreed that they were going to be open at times and that. And it sounded all good until KK had the opportunity to be open. And it seemed like he lost his poo. But, all good, him exploring with Naja in that situation and feeling like he needed to test. But I think the issue comes sometimes with Keenan and his demeanor, and what can be off-putting is just sometimes owning it, because it seems like he gets defensive, like, man, I did what I did and blah, blah, blah. Just, it's a warmer side. It's a warmer way to say it, because when you're doing it and you're doing it from an honest place and you don't feel, because I do, even though I hate to say it, but I do feel as though he has been honest, deceptive somewhat in his honesty, maybe sprinkled with some bull. Because, do I think, well, you're the one, this is just too perfect. I got to make sure it's real by testing it. Do I think you really have to do that? No. Like, when you find your person and it's real and it's amazing, but everybody's different. So, fine. He wanted to test it. He needed to test it. And he was open about it. I didn't like it. I didn't like that he wouldn't commit because it's only so much time on the island. Like, let's do it. But he was honest. Now, KK. It was nice to see her come in with a little walk at her confidence. And I don't want to be with you like you. But because a lot of, everybody was kind of sucking their teeth and rolling their eyes at Keenan, and I got it. And then Amani, I think it was Amani who called him, don't you be sucking your teeth at her like you got some kind of, or was it Hannah? Whatever, because all the girls was talking. And so I did feel that vibe. But two things, I don't want to get lost because I really do. I like KK. She seems like a nice girl. And it sounds like this, just from what she said, that this is not the first time that she's found herself in that situation. And at that point, I really want to make sure that she's self-reflecting. While Keenan and some of the ways of he went about things were maybe not the greatest. And like I said, he was honest in some deceptive ways, maybe omitting things or just kind of, I hate to say keeping her on a leash, but kind of enough to keep her by. KK's going to have to learn to own up to some of this, because ultimately a man or woman, whoever your relationship is, can do whatever they're going to do, but it's up to you to decide how you want to be treated, how it's going to go. And so while I get so much of the frustration on Keenan from her perspective, I get it, because you can be hurt, you're mad, but really I want her to reflect, because when you listen to Keenan's words, he has been consistent in saying he wanted to be open and that. And sometimes when we see certain actions and certain things, we just kind of omit those pieces, because he did say it. But I'm hoping that just in her anger for Keenan, that all the blame in her mind, I don't care what the public say, whatever. I want her to know, just to own some of it, so she can just have the kind of experiences that she wants and have that respect and love that she truly desires. That's what I want. Now, number two, I was so mad, girl, if you were going to come in and not go to Keenan, then could you have not bought Brandon or Eddie, somebody? Because I felt like and I say this because I was pleasantly surprised, because I did not think that I was going to love the Casa boys the way that I did. But just how I said, the girls seem to really come together and the guys, and I don't know if it's because they're trying to sell it up to get back to the villa, but it was such a good vibe. And just in comparison, because as good as I thought season 4 was last season, I don't even remember the Casa boys last season. That's how bad it was. And so, like, I thought going in this was going to be the same thing, but I really, really liked the guys, and especially Brandon, and I really like Eddie. I thought they were gentlemen. I thought that they really were supportive. And, they just wanted respect. Like, even if they didn't like somebody or if it didn't work, I just love it. So I really wanted to see KK bring one of them back. If nothing else, just as a friend, and let them hang around. Let them find somebody, because she did spend a lot of time kind of caught up in the Keenan universe and thinking about that she didn't really give a true chance kind of to fully open up herself. And so, even though I get maybe you just didn't feel like the connection was there, but I thought that, that some of them, like, Brandon had really been working with KK, and I felt like he was, like, if you could have, like, a support teddy bear or something, he was that. He was her support person, her support teddy bear, her counselor. He had earned his keep, and I wish she would have brought him into the villa. But other than that, I'm okay. I do hope, because it has been drawn out, I do hope that KK doesn't continue. Don't keep giving Keenan speeches or whatever. Let him go on about his business. You made your decision, and it's time to shine and let it go. Keenan, no need to have your jaws tight. You know what you did. You rolled the dice. You wanted to test. And I think just in any relationship, friendship, people have the right to do what they want to do. And sometimes people can say that this is not for me. This is not what I envision. And I think that's okay. And that's essentially the situation that we have here. Obviously, it's been blown up because of different things and elements. But ultimately is, I want to be loved and cared for in a different way than where you are now. Dead it and go on so you can shine, girl. Lastly, we have, which I can't really take because it's you knew it was coming, Marco and Hannah. Marco looked so anxious, and especially, I guess, once you had the video come out, and even though he didn't know what was on the video, but you just don't know how stuff can be manipulated. He seemed anxious at times, like he might want to throw up, but I really liked that, him and Hannah didn't let the video get to her too much. She did have a moment where she was crying, and it's just like, because you're sensitive, because your feelings are hurt. You feel like you have been put in a place and you've done your part, and you're hoping that your partner has done the same and respecting you, especially given Leo and Keenan on the video, and so why would your guy be different? But that trust she had, and he was right there waiting for her. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, it's fake, and I don't know, like, because, Marco is not really interested in Hannah. Y'all, if you've watched me, I've really tried to give my benefit of the doubt and really believing in people and just try. At this point, I don't care. I don't care. If you're playing the game, then play it right. Just play it well. Play it well. Sell it to me. It's Love Island. You're supposed to show me love. You're supposed to show me that you care. You're supposed to show me that you will do the right thing. So if you were going to play the game, then play it right. Keenan, it was his to lose with KK because America liked them initially. You chose to play the game in such a way that now you start losing pieces, and you might not have enough pieces to play the game. Leo, because first of all, Leo, I think as a whole, like, pretty much Leo's been liked consistently. Cassie, but as a unit, everybody finally was coming around to you. Now, I get you felt like you needed a connection, whatever. You rolled the dice. You really felt like this was it. Now, again, you've played chess. Now, let's see where you end up. And so for me, I am totally okay with people playing the game because I've seen and got vested in too many couples who have not made it where I, when my hopeless romanticism, wanted to believe something. So Marco and Hannah, kudos to y'all. If y'all are playing the game or manipulating, then you're doing a good job. You're doing what you're supposed to do. What people want to see in a relationship. I don't want to see you cheat. I don't want to see you disrespect me. I want to see you hug me when you see me coming. I want to see those beautiful white teeth. I want to see you support me, okay? So I'm all for it. The difference even is, because I know people could say that, well, why don't you like Carmen and Kenzo? Because they just haven't sold it to me. Now, what I will say is last night was the first time where I really felt like, okay, well, it's better acting. And I could be biased given the fact that it's been said that they knew each other before. That does put another element, because I do think it's something to come in with somebody you don't know and decide, hey, like, we're going to do this and sell it. That's a lot because you don't know the person, but to come in and say like, okay, let's get this together, as opposed to coming in with somebody you know and still look like you don't have chemistry. So that's all I got for that. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want to see Keenan and KK get back together? Do you want to see them keep dragging out these speeches? Are you ready for them both to move on? What do you think of Marco and Hannah? What do you think of Bergie and Taylor? Do you think that Bergie can hold on? Do you think Taylor is down for the ride, whether it be for the win or whether it be for truly interest in Bergie? Taylor and Jonah, because people can get lost in the sauce. Do you think that they're a good match? Do you think Amani and Kyle, do you think that the vibes are good? Do you really think that Destiny's going to start showing interest and wake up with Zay? What do you think about all the couples that we have? Are we good? Are we equally yoked? You let me know in the comments. Make sure you talk because I talk back. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And we're going to break down these conversations. Maybe we'll have some more girl power shirts. Maybe you'll see the shirt again. I don't know. But we're going to have great moments. I love talking to you guys. Thank you for those of you that are new. Thank you for listening to me and taking the time. I love it. It is not easy to stare at a camera and talk, y'all. But thank you so much. Love you guys. Talk to you real soon.